You're listening to the world's smartest podcast network.
When I go to Sacramento, I will pump up Sacramento.
Some say the news is fake. Others say it's real. These two don't have the time to check. Instead, Turner Sparks and Michael Ira Kaplan turn to comics stationed around the globe to be their eyewitness reporters so that you can know what's really going on. This is Lost in America.
All right, everybody, welcome to Lost in America, episode 273. My name's Turner Sparks.
I'm Miguel Kaplan. Good morning.
You can find me at turnersparks.com. You can find me on tour all summer long. You can find Kaplan. I should have said that first. That's what threw me off. You can find Kaplan at Cap in America on all social media platforms. Wait, I'm going to be July 30th. I will be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Bury the lead.
What's that?
Don't bury the lead. That's what. Yeah,
I'm gonna be in Philly at Side Stage Comedy. I think it seats like 6 people. It's a very small
side
venue.
Stage, literally the side stage to the main stage.
There's gonna be
Jimmy Schubert's performing on the main stage.
Jimmy will be on the main stage, and I'll be backstage performing to 6 of you who are kind of, and every once in a while they'll shush us.
Yes.
They'll go, hey, they can
laughing.
hear you. The people in the main stage can hear you. You got to be quiet. I'll keep the jokes low. So there's 6 tickets available, I think, total. So if 2 are sold, there's only 4 left, basically. So get tickets. My career is going backwards, folks.
Manager Todd, what are you doing over there in Philadelphia?
Yeah, but he lives in Philly. I'm staying with him, actually, while I'm there.
So he'll be there. We got Manager Todd's going to the show. We got 1. So if the Kaplans, my family can go, then we got a few more, and then
we're done.
Yeah, they're done.
And
right,
they
so
might be coming down because the Conway family, they're all coming.
Oh, there's more than 6. They're gonna have to move you up to the main stage now. Look at that.
Anyway, go to turnersparks.com for tickets to that. And big news, I'm starting a new monthly show at the Friars Club, Kaplan.
Ooh, very big news.
With Joe Garrix. How about that?
Our old friend, Assemblyman
Joe Garrix. He and I, the Honorable Joe Garrix, we are doing a monthly show at the Friars Club. The first one is July 26th. We have Mike Reese. We have Friars, so we're getting all Friars to do this show. Mike Reese, if you've heard of him, he was an executive producer for The Simpsons. He wrote multiple years on The Simpsons. He created The Critic with John Lovitz. You know that show. He wrote on. You ever heard of someone? You ever heard of a little guy named Johnny Carson?
A little guy named Johnny. Yeah.
He wrote for Johnny for 4 years on the show with Johnny Carson. So he'll be doing the show. We got Will Sylvince doing the show. Hard left turn.
He's a friar?
No, but he's getting in soon. And then we have Regina DeChico. She's awesome. She does warm up for The View. She did warm up for the Trump Biden debate last year. She has this great story. The only people, because of COVID, the only people in the audience were the family members of Biden's and Trump's.
They did warm up. They do warm up for that.
Insanity. She had to go out there and do comedy for like Trump.
Didn't
Jr.
Trump have didn't he bring in like women who had, oh no, that was the Hillary one, where he brought in the women that Bill raped?
Raped by Bill?
Yes, let's do some warm up comedy. What brings you here?
She was doing comedy for like Don Jr. and Hunter Biden.
Hunter likes to laugh. I mean, that guy's a good audience. You know,
that's a good point.
Crackheads are good audience members.
Right? Isaac Kite. Anyway, July 26th. All right, let's get to this show. Kaplan, today we're talking about Colombia. They just elected a new president, and we'll get into that. He's a former guerrilla, which is always good. Right.
It's always good to, former, a guerrilla, a military guy, perhaps.
I don't think people were thinking of the animal.
I didn't know. You had to explain. So we have a dumb audience.
How dumb is our audience?
I thought maybe you could transform from a guerrilla to a politician. I don't know.
A paramilitary organization.
Yes.
Right. He's a former member of that. He's a leftist. He's the first leftist they've had. Is it ever?
Ever. Well, since they've had elections.
Can't be ever.
That's what I've been reading in the New York Times. So it said the first leftist ever. They've never. We go back and forth. They just stay in one side the whole time.
Yes, America. We go hard right, hard left, and we never get anything done.
Yeah,
they've stayed the same direction for a long time, and now they have a leftist. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. Our guest Paulo Hernandez is here from I believe Bogota in Colombia, but before that, Kaplan, Patreon.com/Lost in America to get your own ad. Let's start at the top. To get your own ad on this show once a month, We read whatever you want us to read. $20 a month. We will read your ad. Not only will we read your ad, you'll also get this show. Everyone gets this show. This is free. But you'll get Kaplan and I doing our 30-minute comedy podcast 2 to 3 times a week called Live from the Bunker. For I really did this backwards, but for $5 a month, you get Live from the Bunker. For $10 a month, you get Live from the Bunker plus Lost in America, #1 in Armenia mug or T-shirt, commemorating
our rise to the ranks of #1.
Is it the bicentennial of when we went?
We might. It's been a while.
It's 2 years ago. We're still living off that. Then for $20 a month, you get both of those plus your own ad on this show. And it's a great deal. Patreon.com/Lost in America. And you get the joy of being a patron of the arts. Kaplan, go ahead.
I want to add, I'm a personal offer from me. If you spend $15 a month, I will mail you 2 free COVID tests a month. Because I have a stack. The New York City school system gives my kids free COVID tests every week.
Yes.
We counted yesterday. We have 74 COVID tests in our home. And I've heard other people in other states are paying up to $10 a test because they don't have them in other states.
Well,
in America.
Cap, we might need some of those. My wife we went to California to visit my parents, and like 15 of their boomer friends exposed us to COVID.
Well, so I will mail these to you for free. I'll send you some.
So who knows? We don't know, right? Who knows what will happen? But anyway,
$15 a month, I'll put them in the mail and send them to you. So
I think we got exposed. We counted it 9 times.
You might be invincible. They might.
We still don't study
you. They have to study your body to see why.
Yeah, tested yesterday. She's clean. She doesn't have it. So anyone
who's
listening
you
now
last week
might have exposed her. Don't worry about it. None of it. We didn't get it. We can't get it. All right, let's get to today's episode.
Yes.
What do you know about what's going on in Colombia?
Well, as you said, they've always had a right of center leader. They've always been kind of an ally to us because we're big into the war on drugs. The United States. Yes. They're big into having drugs. Cocaine comes from Colombia, right? Paulo Escobar, the legend. Shout out.
Historically,
the most romantic place to get cocaine has always been Colombia. So
you pay more for it if it's from Colombia.
Yeah, is that what they say? It's more pure.
I don't know. I've heard that. I've seen
that's what your dealer told you.
Yeah.
But so they finally, it seems like it's fascinating to me that they've never elected anybody from the left. We're going to have to get into that. Why? I know it's gotten a lot safer there over the years. I know it used to be very dangerous. A lot of Colombians I know in America are starting to go back there. So I don't know if it was getting more violent again, or if it's safe enough to elect a leftist. I don't know. I know they also, one last note, we buried the lead. They elected their first Afro Cuban, Cubana. Sorry, I got the word. Vice president, female. So they've got
Cuban?
No, African Cuban. I think I made a typo in my notes. But
why would they elect a Cuban as vice president?
Cuban. I have a typo. Africano. But female, person of color, vice president.
Kaplan's so shocked that a female was elected that he doesn't know how to.
It's 8 a.m. here in New York, and I have a typo I'm reading off of. But anyway, so Cupid. But anyway, they have they've broken another glass ceiling. So we need to talk about that too. So what do you know about this?
I know that the president, Gustavo Petro, the incoming president, used to be a member of M19.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
Not MS-13, but it's M19. I don't know what that means, though. So let's just get there. Paulo Hernandez, everybody. You've seen it. He's been on Comedy Central Latin America. There's many. You can watch him learn Spanish. Most of you probably already speak Spanish, but if you don't, learn it and then go check out his videos. Comedy Central Latin America. He's been on Sábado Felicias, yeah, which is like Sábado Gigante, which we get in America. But for Latin America, it's this gigantic show. And he's been the winner of the Last Comic Standing in Latin America multiple times. Pretty amazing. Paulo, welcome to the show.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Good morning.
How did we do on our recap of your election?
Minus the Cuban part.
It was funny when you said Cuban. I said, really Cuban?
I thought I was wrong. Maybe I'm off.
I don't know. I typed something yesterday, and sorry about that. But otherwise, what else we got right or wrong?
But I know, for example, there was a lot of people against her. Her name is Francia Marquez. Is the vice president. The girl is
the Afro-Cuban.
The Cuban.
The Afro-Cuban. But they could say that yeah, she's from Cuba. She's a lefter. She's from
Oh, see,
Cuba.
that's where I got it from.
Now we are to become Cubans. Yeah, they could say that.
Kevin, you're starting a rumor here.
Yeah, and I apologize for that because I saw she got a lot of death threats and people.
It's okay.
Yeah, it was a security situation.
It's okay, but everything you said, it was a real fact. But I must say that Gustavo Petro, the new president in Colombia, he was a guerrilla former.
Yep.
But in those times, he was really young. Really young. That guerrilla M19. For me, because my granny, I would say that she was like friend or girlfriend from one guerrilla former M19. My grandmother.
Your grandmother was a girlfriend of someone in M19.
Yeah, because she told me, Paulo,
they were great lovers.
Once I went to the prison to visit someone. I said, really? What were you doing there? It was a guerrilla guy who was very nice, who was very kind. Oh, really? My granny doing that? Okay.
Well, it's a romantic profession to be a guerrilla.
Really, profession. And she told me the truth. That guerrilla was like, I don't know if I can say that, the best guerrilla ever for the town, for the people. The best guerrilla, they really were a guerrilla. They were formed because in those days, there was a president, good president, and he lost the elections because of corruption. The result was that guerrilla. They were like fighting for that, the right. They need to count the votes again, and they create that guerrilla because of that corruption a long time ago. And they were they didn't like kill militaries or something like that. They kidnapped a lot of people, but they didn't do. They were like, I know I have to say that, thinkers.
Yeah, well, it's the whole idea where some people call people terrorists, the same people others call freedom fighters.
Yeah,
right?
Freedom fighters.
It depends on your point of view. If the people in charge are bad or corrupt or cheating, then you need another group to step in.
Yes, it happened to that guerrilla. In those days, Gustavo Petro was a really young guy, really clever, because I'm not quite supporter, because for me he's a bit arrogant, because he is really intelligent.
And he had lots of grannies visiting him in prison, so you get cocky.
God. He's a really, really intelligent guy. My God. Even the candidates, in the last election, they were afraid to debate against him.
Wow.
Really afraid. No, I don't debate because he's really, really good speaker.
Okay.
And debates, he's really clever, he's really intelligent, he's a very good politician nowadays. Those days, he was just a guy. He was like doing some stuff with the guerrilla, but he was in jail. And that's it. But people here in my country don't forget that. He was a guerrilla former. We hate that.
And we should say he was a guerrilla, I believe, until 1990. He left the group.
Yeah, he left that.
Just 32 years ago.
And is M19 as is it as violent as, because we hear about FARC, so when they're not as violent as them, or are they, like, do we think he has blood on his hands kind of guerrilla, or is he?
Did he kill people?
Or is he planning it?
No. Actually, M19. I have to say that I'm not a defender of them. But you guys, you see Turner? Look at that. He has a beard, a guerrilla beard. No, I'm not from the guerrillas. I'm not from the guerrilla side. But I have to say that that guerrilla was the first guerrilla who make a deal with the government in those days. And they give the arms. They say, okay, we are going to start our political career with you.
Okay.
In those days. And the leader of that guerrilla, he was like one candidate in those days for the president, but he was murdered by Pablo Escobar in those days.
He was murdered by Pablo Escobar.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they start doing good stuff with good politicians. Those ex-formers, guerrillas from M19, and Gustavo Petro was one of them.
So basically, they took M19 and turned it into a real political party?
Yep, political party.
I see.
But they didn't call M19. I don't remember the name of those guys. But they were really into political stuff.
Okay.
Here in Colombia.
So why now? Why did a leftist president get elected now when so many years in the past, like for so long, you haven't had a leftist president?
Yeah, it was strange. I know. Well, okay, the last candidate, a really good one. I know, no, really good one, no. But the last candidate really strong. The one who promised, I'm gonna kill all the guerrilla people. No more chat with them. No more dialogues with them. I'm gonna kill all of them.
Yeah,
it was straightforward doing that. Who was Álvaro Uribe, and the people were crazy, were mad, and they voted for him. Since then, there was a war, a really, really tough one here in Colombia. And nowadays, we elected Gustavo Petro because we were upset of that point of view, political point of view. We say we need someone new. So, and it's the first time we choose someone from the left.
So just to understand from what I get, but tell me if I'm wrong, it seems like in the past, there were three groups fighting for control of the country. You had the left, or I guess I would say the guerrilla groups.
Yeah.
The guerrilla groups. And then you also had like the Pablo Escobar narco groups.
Yes.
And then the third was the government that was
Elites.
Supported by the United States,
a conservative elite government,
military, U.S. government, CIA, that kind of thing, supporting.
I dare to say that after Pablo Escobar, the drug business, because there's a lot of money.
It's a real business. Yeah,
it's really one. My God, I didn't know that. A lot of money. Actually, some people say that Paulo Escobar left some money hidden in some places in Medellin.
I've heard that. Treasures.
People say that maybe that money is there.
Turner's brother is in Colombia right now looking for it.
Yeah.
My brother lives in Colombia. I'll introduce you to him after this show. My brother lives in Bogota. Yeah.
In Bogota? Okay. It's a neighbor. All right.
But we should note that we couldn't get in touch with him before we
tried to ask him to do some research. I would have made a better intro. He refused to talk to us.
He doesn't answer his phone whenever I call. So
we don't know what's going on.
He'll probably hear this podcast, but he won't answer his phone. So anyway,
okay.
So there was three groups. So
actually four groups.
Okay.
Because there was. Okay, let's start again. M19 finished the war in Colombia, but still there were more guerrilla groups, like 3 or 4. FARC, ELN, and another ones, but tiny ones.
Okay.
It was Paulo Escobar and more cartels, different cartels.
The Cali cartel.
Cali cartel, the Costa cartel. We got like 3 or 4 cartels. But Paulo Escobar were the big war, the big lord of the cocaine.
Yeah.
They were paramilitaries. Can I say that word? Paramilitary?
Yeah, paramilitary groups.
Paramilitary groups. Thank you, guys.
So those were different from the guerrilla groups?
Yeah, different.
Actually, they would attack government officials, right? Who would try to
Paramilitary were the nemesis of the guerrilla groups. But they are really, really crazy people. They kill a lot of farmers, a lot of people here in Colombia. A lot, but in a way you can imagine.
And what was their goal?
They call AUC, like self defenses
I mean, like,
from
what
Colombia.
did they want to do? So, like, the
They want to
cartels
kill-
wanted to sell drugs.
They want to kill Guerrilla, but they want to take the power of the drugs after Pablo Escobar because it was a good business.
So they were against Pablo Escobar also.
Yeah, actually, they killed Pablo
crazy.
Escobar.
They're the ones we enlisted, right?
Oh,
For-
we
They were-
hired them. To
We
kill-
helped.
Yeah,
we went to business with them
the
eventually.
leader of the leader of paramilitary groups, they were called the Pepes.
Okay.
You know the story. It was a group, and they start killing all the people of Pablo Escobar
Yeah, everyone who worked in his crew, right?
everywhere,
Yeah.
and they were paramilitaries
Wow.
because they want to finish up Pablo Escobar, and they want to take the control of that.
Holy-
Right.
It was
They weren't good
crazy.
people.
Yeah.
You know, bad people on both sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was also the government. That was a fourth group in this
Yeah,
fight.
the government.
And they would make deals together, I assume, sometimes when they wanted to work together. But
Actually, the government in those days, when they were about to kill Paulo Escobar, the government talked to Cali cartel. The government said, "Please help us."
right. the
And
Cali
the Cali
cartel was just as bad as Escobar, but
yeah, let's do it. They were together, government and Cali cartel, trying to kill Paulo Escobar. It was crazy.
And then
this is why the people have want some anti-corruption politicians, right? I mean, this
Yeah,
type of- this
my
type of
God,
history.
this country is full of corruption.
and it's
You can't
19
imagine.
from what I read, these wars went from like 1958 to 2016.
Yeah, it's a total war everywhere.
Jeez. And it was all these four groups. Well,
Yeah.
the cartels
Cartels came a little later, but yeah.
Yeah, the paramilitary, the government, and the guerrillas all killing
Guerrillas, yes. Everywhere you can see war everywhere. It was crazy. It was so difficult to, for example, if an American guy wanted to come to Colombia, it was so difficult for him. They were like, statistic, don't go to Colombia. You are going to be kidnapped.
Yeah.
You are an American, you are a target for paramilitaries, for guerrilla, anywhere.
And now I know lots of rich, like douchebag Americans go down there, go to Medellin.
Hey, don't call my brother.
My God,
Not your
Medellin-
brother, but I know people who go down to Medellin and they rent giant houses and they party. And
Medellin is
Yeah.
full of Americans
Yeah.
and full of Europeans.
It's like
spending the
Disneyland.
days there.
it's like Disneyland without the
It's
threat
a
of
rock
being kidnapped.
Disneyland.
It's the new Tulum.
Yeah,
Basically, yes, actually.
yeah. Actually, as a Colombian, I don't want to talk bad about my country, but it's a necessity for me to say the truth.
Yeah.
Medellin is a Disneyland of drugs. There is a Mickey Mouse receiving you, saying, welcome guys. This is some drugs for you."
There you go. Tourist
No,
ideas
it's
for
crazy,
our
it's
listeners.
crazy. There is a lot of prostitution there. So pity.
Crazy. So what changed? Why is it safe now for people to go? What changed?
What changed nowadays? Okay, there was like 2 presidents ago. There was a president. His name was Juan Manuel Santos. He tried to speak with the guerrilla, the last guerrilla group. So there was like election. All the people had to vote about if we choose peace or we choose not to talk with the guerrilla. Yes or no? And here in Colombia, we vote no.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? We don't want peace. We need war. We need to start fighting with the guerrilla. It was so crazy. It's really, I'm really fed up with the war all the time. War, killings, murders, all the time, everywhere. Since I'm a child, all the time I'm seeing that in television. Not so much in Bogota, because I live in Bogota, and Bogota is a huge city.
And
Yeah.
did they keep? Is the government based in Bogota? Bogota, I guess.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's the
So
capital.
do they keep it safe because that's where they live?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
In Bogota, there is insecurity like in every city in the world, but It's not a war like on the countryside. In the countryside, it's so difficult. Not nowadays, but those days.
Back then. Yeah.
They used to did they used to book that was always safe, or they used to blow up buildings?
Yeah, in the Pablo Escobar days, yes, in Bogota it was dangerous to live because Pablo Escobar left cars, bomb cars everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah,
I remember I was a child. I was like drinking because child here we drink coffee.
How old are you when you drink coffee?
Since you are 8 years old, they give you a
8-year-old just smoking a cigarette, drinking a coffee.
Not cigarette, but
it's local drink, so yeah.
It's a local drink. Yeah, it's normal. If you see a child drinking coffee, it's normal. It's really coffee. Yeah, we have nervous, We're nervous people.
That's great.
I remember I was drinking my coffee and I hear an explosion, but huge one, like boom! What the? It was Paulo Escobar, a bomb, Paulo Escobar, all the time when I was a child in my neighborhood. I was living in Bogota. So,
and what does that do to you as a child? Are you scared, or is it just normal?
No, I was really scared going out. Really, we didn't go out to play in the playground and anything. No. It was so difficult. Anyone could be dead in those days.
And is he killing other drug like competition, or is he targeting these bombs at that time, or is it just
government officials that didn't?
And that time was because the government was chasing Paulo Escobar, and he said, "Okay, you want to war with me? All right. Okay, so I'm going to start a war with you."
Yeah.
And he started planting bombs everywhere.
So then, Santos, in, right? And you said he decides, this is only a few years ago, that he wants to talk with the guerrillas.
Yeah, he started talking with the guerrilla, and he did it. After 50 years of war against FARC, he finishes the war, and he say, "Okay, but we are gonna do in this way. You are gonna receive some benefits because you are a guerrilla. People hate you. All of us hate guerrillas. All of us. Nowadays.
We haven't talked much about the guerrillas. So why do people hate the guerrillas? What are the guerrillas trying to take over the government, or what do they want?"
Yeah, because before, as I told you, for example, M19 was a good guerrilla.
Yeah, in quotes.
Oh, air quotes. You're doing.
Yeah. They finished that. They started doing politics very well in the good way. You have to do it. But after that, guerrillas they were after drug business. So they weren't for the people anymore. They were
after Escobar, you mean like in the post more modern?
Escobar,
they got into the drug game to fund their.
Yes.
Marxists are the best drug dealers, apparently. No. Well, they're all capitalists.
Yeah. With this hand, we are going to read Marx, and with this hand, we are going to sell drugs.
Everybody's a Marxist until money gets involved.
Until you see the price of an 8 ball.
Yeah. That's right. So, yeah, I think anyway. Yeah, fuck Mars. I want money. So they were after the business.
Okay, so everybody hates them.
Yeah, all of us, because all the time they were kidnapping people. All the time they were killing people in towns. Like, I don't know how to say massacre.
Yeah,
massacre. That works.
Yeah, good. So they were in a town and they kill all of them because they were. They have to choose a side in the countryside, or you are in the side of paramilitary guys, or you are in the side of guerrilla side.
Okay.
If you don't choose a side, you are going to be killed by one of them.
So how do you stay out of harm's way then?
Yeah. How do you, like, if you're in the countryside, what do you do if you don't want to join either one? Or you just have to. You have to pick one.
You have to left your house back and you came to the city. For that reason, there were a lot of people, how to say that, desplazados.
They're displaced.
displaced. Thank
They're
you.
leaving their homeland, their home.
Yeah,
to
and
the
they
city
came to the big city.
to escape.
We don't know how to do, and they everywhere in the city of Bogota, you see people with a chart. I'm displaced. Help me. I'm hungry. Help me.
I'm
Because they were
displaced. I'm
living in
hungry.
town. Yeah, I'm displaced. Help me with that because I don't know what to do. It was huge problem for all of us. Imagine that. So they stopped with first. They stopped with the paramilitary groups. In the government of Álvaro Uribe, they stopped because that president, all of us, we know him as the paramilitary president.
Oh, so Santos is working
Santos,
for
Santos, no, the guy before Santos, Uribe,
is working for the paramilitary group.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah. Don't kill me. Just
looking around.
Kaplan, don't clip this and make it the Instagram clip.
Saying this in Colombia is so dangerous. So
yeah,
you're in a bunker.
Opinion.
So
it's just an opinion. Everything changed.
Allegedly.
It's just an opinion, everybody. Yeah.
Okay. That guy was a bit dangerous because Uribe was the guy who said, hey, we are going to kill all the guerrilla. It's going to be a fight. I don't want to talk to them. So they start killing guerrilla groups, but we didn't know that he said to the army here, he said, I need guerrilla guys dead. I need that. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm alone. Okay.
You're lying.
I need guerrilla guys dead. I need you kill a lot of guerrilla people. But the army here, they start killing civilians.
Ooh, whoops.
And they change it for guerrilla. Like, it's a guerrilla. I kill one guerrilla.
They just say that
they're just pretending.
Guerrilla.
They're planting guerrilla like pamphlets.
Yeah.
Karl Marx book,
literature.
Yeah, they put into a corpse. They put like the monk's book, boots.
Yeah.
Let's put some. The uniform, guerrilla uniform.
Shirt.
Yeah, they change, and they kill more than 6,000 people in that way.
Jesus.
They do it by accident, or they just did it because it was easier?
No, they choose poor people.
They just did it
countryside
because it's easier to do, right?
They had to get their numbers. Cap.
Yeah.
That's why you don't want to.
Guy, for example, there is a guy looking for a job, and they came for what? They are looking for a job. They gave you like a paper. If you are looking for a job, come here. Okay, they went to that address. In that address, there's a lot of guys looking for a job.
Yep.
And they, okay, come on, guys. You are gonna find a job. I'll say, where? And they took it outside and they killed it.
And they killed him?
Yeah, they killed it. The army. And after that, they changed it and they say, oh, no, they were guerrilla. They found the guerrilla.
So how do you avoid this? Like your family, I don't know what do your parents do for a living or what are your friends? And
they're in the city, right?
No, actually, in the city, we are really lucky. We are really lucky guys because, we have like the university access and you have it's so easy for us. For example, in those, when I was in the university, I was living in London 2 years. For people from the city, it's so easy to live. We are like, okay, there is a war, but that war don't touch us.
Yeah, the war's not happening here.
Yeah. But in the countryside, it was a lot. People suffering a lot. And here in Colombia, there is more countryside than cities, by big cities.
Yes.
More countryside, a lot of them.
So what does Santos do? So then I see what you're saying. So they're now killing all the guerrilla groups, but they're just killing everybody.
They killed over 6,300 people. Yeah,
after Uribe, Uribe said, okay, I can govern more because of the constitution. I'm not allowed to be on the power more. So I'm going to put a guy. So he like back Santos up. I'm going to back this guy. Come on, Santos, just do it.
I see.
And all the people vote for him, but Santos say, thank you, Uribe, but I'm gonna do something different.
I see. So the president got termed out. He's at his terms up, so he backs Santos. Santos comes in and decides to do his own thing.
Yeah, something different. And Santos started talking with the guerrilla, and everything was like a bit better. So, but the last guy, the president, the former president, oh my God, he's from Uribe again.
Duque?
So
was that
from Uribe? Yeah. So okay, I forgot to say something, guys. Santos created the Truth Commission. Yeah, he said, okay, we are gonna finish the war, but I need the truth.
Oh, the Truth Commission.
What happened?
Yeah,
right.
The Truth Commission. I need the truth. Yeah, people deserves that. Yeah. You are not gonna go to jail, but you are gonna tell everything that happened in the war, because there is a lot of people who is still looking for their relatives. Where is my son? What happened to him? I don't know what is going on. So they create the Truth Commission, and it's so difficult to hear testimonies there. Okay, for example, there is a guerrilla former, ex-guerrilla former, and he said, okay, I'm gonna tell the truth. I killed your son. And he had to stare the eyes of the mother who is asking for that. I killed your son. I put a bullet in her brain, and that your son is in that town. You can go there, you can take the corpse there, and you can find, and it's like a relief, at least to know the truth.
At least you know the truth.
Yeah.
This is a weird spot, but we got to take a break, guys.
Hey.
We got.
Okay.
On that note, I killed.
Or do you want to finish this idea? Finish this idea.
No, in the Truth Commission, there is guerrilla formers, ex-guerrilla formers. There's people from the army as well telling the truth.
Yeah.
People from the army saying, "I kill innocent people." And I said, really? People say, really? Yeah, I kill like 50 people. Just to say, I'm doing the job well, but they were innocent. They were just civilians.
All right.
But it's huge,
I don't know
guys.
if this is a better time.
56,000 civilians were killed.
We got to do
We
it.
need that joke now.
Yeah. So we'll get to it. So here it is. We got to take a break, guys. We'll be back. What we want to find out when we come back is what the plan is for Gustavo Petro, the new president, what the Truth Commission did. If it came out, I think yesterday or 2 days
fresh off the presses, right?
Yeah, the results, the final findings of the Truth Commission. Before we get to that, Kaplan, for $20 a month, we will read whatever ad you want us to read from you
in the opening
on our show. We mentioned it on the opening. We have an ad this week from the great Dennis Owens. He is a lawyer. He works on both sides of Kansas City.
Yeah,
that's
the only one.
The only lawyer in Kansas that can work Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. Pretty exciting. Although we found out recently he's based in St. Louis.
Well, he does that too.
So he can work over there too.
Both sides of the arches, he can work. Yeah.
Here's literally whatever he writes, we will read. So here we go. This is from him. On June 16th, 2022, the American cities for the North American World Cup were announced. You have your generic basic big cities included, but one towered above them all. It's a city named after another state. It's a city that hosts the greatest athlete, Patrick Mahomes, the greatest owner of a soccer team, Patrick Mahomes. He owns a soccer team,
apparently,
and is in the state known for the best pizza in the world, St. Louis.
These are fighting words. What's he talking about?
No matter what happens from this day on, Missouri will always be better pizza. Non-American football, American football will always be a better place for pizza, non-American football, American football, and catching COVID than the country of Italy. And that needs to be celebrated by the lost in Americans.
So he's saying is that they're getting the World Cup. They're one of the cities. Is that what he's saying?
He's saying they're getting the World Cup. He also has this addendum. He says they were just named by CNBC the #1 city in the world to travel to and work remotely from.
Kansas City, Missouri.
I believe he's talking about Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know if it's St. Louis. Didn't he say St. Louis?
He's talking about St. Louis. That's right. St. Louis is getting
No. He is talking about Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
is Colombia in the World Cup? Are they? I don't know.
I would imagine so.
No, they didn't make it.
Oh, they're not. Oh,
Ooh, sore
anyway,
subject. Too soon.
That's that. Now, Cap, we are part of the world's smartest podcast network. Thank you very much, Jensen. We're part of the world's smartest podcast. Probably alone. It is us. It is Lost in America. It is Dr. Andrea Jones-Roy, PH, D. And that is the Majoring in Everything podcast. It is Professor Andrew Heaton and the Political Orphanage podcast. Get all of those at worldsmartestpodcastnetwork.com. Cap, and now a word from your local sponsor. All right, we're back.
Thank you, sponsors, and everyone. Make sure to check out our roundtable with the world's smartest team from last week.
We did it last week.
Yeah, good episode.
Although I got some news from my parents' friend.
You got some hate mail?
Came over he said after I left at the 42-minute mark, it went downhill fast.
it might have. I tried to steer the ship.
He said you and the rest of the gang just blab. He didn't say you. He said,
well, you and I provide balance. There's two brains and then there's us two idiots. And then with just me, there's just too much brain power.
The brains over there just blather. They said on and on. These are not his words, not mine. I'm quoting, but yeah.
So listen to the first 42 minutes, people.
Listen to the first 42.
Play. It's all we care about.
All right. Paulo, so anyway, so they have Santos has the Truth Commission and that works. Does that like help to heal
bring
everything?
Some closure?
Of course. I think we deserve the truth. We deserve, all of us as a Colombians, we deserve what's going on, what really happened there. Yeah. And it was good to hear not just military, guerrillas, ex-paramilitaries telling the truth. It was, oh my God, it was huge. We're going on here in Colombia.
Did you know really anyone huge. Like, because do the paramilitary groups, do the cartels, the guerrilla groups, do they all kind of like recruit from kids?
Yes, more especially from guerrillas. They said, yeah, we recruit kids.
Do you know anyone who joined? You don't have to name names.
I have to tell you something, guys. Here in Colombia, I don't know if in America it's the same, but here in Colombia, is like obligation for all of us, guys, men, to join to the army. Okay. At least 1 year. Is an obligation. You finish your high school, and after that, you have to go to the army. 1 year in the army is an obligation. When I finished my high school, I was 16 years old. I was a kid, and I had to join to the army those days. So I have a gun here in my hands, and I was just 16 years old, and I was a teenager. I didn't realize that, but I was so happy because I was a soldier in those days. Yeah. And I was the last, like, in those days, I remember that there was a law against that. So no more kids in the army.
Okay, so no more kids in the army.
They've raised the age.
Imagine that.
So you were 16, 17 years old.
Imagine a 16 years old guy with a gun. We were crazy with that. Oh my God, we're going to play in Soviet.
Of course, that's power. Right?
But I imagine the paramilitary guys are even younger, right? They must recruit kids who are like 10-year-olds with a gun, right?
10 years old, yes.
So when you're
take
16,
them out at least.
When you're 16, are you going on patrol? Are you working as a military member?
But here in the city, it was like fun for me. It was good for me. I wasn't in the war.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Guys, it's not a testimony. I didn't kill anyone. Don't worry.
we assume
it was just 1 year doing push-ups and that stuff. But
yeah, if you confess to any crimes right now, we will not make it the Instagram drop. Any war crimes you want to?
This is a safe space.
You have immunity. You have complete immunity here.
Because they were amazed. Really? Oh my God! Today Turner and Kevin is interviewing someone who killed people. No. I didn't kill anyone. Just mosquitoes with my hands, but that's it.
Crazy.
But yeah, paramilitary groups, they have kids. I remember cartel, people from the cartel, they had kids as well.
Yeah, like little lookouts and everything, right?
One of the candidates in those days for the presidency were murdered by a kid.
Was murdered by a kid.
Yeah, in an airport. 13 years old. Well, that
killed a presidential candidate.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Where do you go from there if you're the kid? That's like kind of the peak.
Our kids are really dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't mess with us.
Seriously. My kids are so useless. They can never.
My brother's kids live there. They're 10 and 12. They don't even know how to shoot yet.
Yeah, when is Natalie going to take out a government official? What's she doing?
A 10-year-old in Bogota.
Yeah, she got a few years of training.
Yeah. My kid is so dangerous. I have an 8-year-old kid. He's so dangerous.
Your 8-year-old might shoot you.
Yeah.
Crazy. So
I guess
do you know,
like,
what was the why would you join? Because of money as a kid, or because they make you?
Actually, because I don't know how it works nowadays, but in those days you have to join to the army because you can afford to pay the paper, the document.
Yep.
Like said, document. It was very useful in those days. Nowadays, not. Actually, mine I left in a pool to play in BL.
Oh, in a pool hall.
Yeah.
You
have to pay the account. I know I have this paper. I pay later, okay? But it was because you can pay that document, or you have to spend 1 year doing that stuff and you get the paper. And
so they let people basically, you can buy your way out of joining the military?
Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of crazy.
I mean, in America, we do that too, but not unintentionally.
That's true.
All our poor people join the military.
Yeah, that's true.
But in America works like that.
You don't have to join the military here. It's not an obligation.
You don't have to.
It's not an obligation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's an option for people who can't afford to go to college.
Yeah, they get.
Or live in a bad neighborhood, think they can never get out. A lot of people join the military to get out of their.
It's similar to here.
Yeah. It's voluntary.
People.
But it's 18, not 16.
18.
Okay. No, nowadays it's just 18.
Now 18. It's 18. Yeah.
Yeah. Nowadays.
So now this. So you said then the president after Santos went back to the same ways as the previous people?
No. The president after Santos was so dumb. My God.
Okay.
Really, really dumb. He is the president who has more memes.
More memes?
On the internet. Yeah, memes.
Yeah.
On the internet. A lot of memes about him because he's so funny. Actually, he speaks really good English, better than me.
Okay.
This is the
Duque,
only good
Marquez
things he did. He speaks really good English, but the rest is.
But the things he says are stupid.
Yeah, a lot of stupid things. A lot of stupid things. People were fed up of him. No more that kind of people. For that reason, people choose left for the first time ever.
Wait, what was it about there's the people, like, why would people never choose the left before, though? Was just the wrong candidates?
Because as I told you, people were like, we hate Guerrilla.
Right. It's the Marxists.
We hate everything about Guerrilla. But M19 were before FARC and Alien. No. Actually, FARC is the oldest guerrilla ever here in this country. FARC. But M19 were like crazy guys from a university. We are thinkers. And once Paulo Escobar contract them for a riot, I have to say that there is a very important building in Colombia, a law building, justice building. You call it justice building. There was a congressman there, and Guerrilla M19, they took that place, but they didn't kill anyone. It was the military who killed all of them, even Guerrilla and congressman killed a lot. And the people think they was the guerrilla.
Oh, they blame the guerrillas.
Yeah. They blame the guerrillas.
Escobar hired them, or you mean?
Yeah, Escobar hired them because in that place they were writing a paper took them away took them to the U.S. to pay everything in a jail.
Oh, they were going to put Escobar, the extradite.
Extradite.
Right, he didn't want that.
How you say that word? Sorry.
Extradition.
Extradition.
Like
extradition. Yeah. And Escobar were afraid of that.
Yeah, he knew he'd be a king in a Colombian jail, but
I prefer a Colombian jail.
Yeah. Home court.
He could build his own. He could
basically he basically ran the jail when he was there.
So now that Petro is president, let's just go through some of the things. Well, he's becoming president. First of all, I should say from my sources, it was quite the surprise that Gustavo Petro won.
Yeah, we didn't even.
Me too.
And then
we didn't mention he ran.
Continue on here for a second. He becomes president, and his platform is now pretty far left. It's so America has had a good relationship with the Colombian government for a long time, right?
You are like your child, your favorite child.
Yes, I think I read that since 1990, the United States has given more money to Colombian than any other country.
Yes, and thank you.
And no, I mean, it's for better or worse. It's not always good.
I don't know why.
But now now that Petro won, the relationship might not be as strong. Is it true?
Actually, is strong than ever. Joe Biden called him. It was like as soon as he won, Joe Biden called him like 36 minutes after. Like it's the quickest call.
To congratulate.
Sleepy Joe likes it.
No, that guy is so clever. Yeah, he started like talking with the nemesis, or to say that.
His opponent?
Opponents. Thank you.
Yep.
He started talking with them like in a good way. He said like, okay, I won, but you are very welcome to my government.
Are you talking about the guy who came in second, Hernandez?
Yeah. The guy who came in second, it was so crazy. It was like a little Trump.
That's what I meant to bring this up in the opening, is that the guy he defeated ran as the king of TikTok, right? He was like a big social media guy, and he's
so crazy.
He was also kind of like a centrist,
It was so crazy. Guy. I say, what happened in my country? What's going on? The opponent, he was almost naked, like dancing in a boat with girls. I was, what?
That was his campaign videos?
Yeah, all the campaign videos were like that.
I buried the lead there.
So I won both for that guy. I don't know what's going on. And that guy was like really kind. He didn't know why he was like for president. We're running for president. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who am I. So thank you anyway. I lost. I'm so happy for losing. I'm gonna help you. Yeah, he was like that. I'm so happy for losing.
So he's helping him. Okay.
So he wasn't like Trump. He conceded gracefully.
Yeah.
It was a peaceful concession.
Yeah, it was in a peaceful way. Yeah.
So let's go through just some of his platform a little bit for Petro. Petro wants to stop oil exploration. That means like
he is like so greener.
He's a green guy.
He's a green guy.
Yeah, the green guy. He want to, because in this country there is a lot of petrol.
A lot of oil.
A lot of oil.
Well, I think 58% of exports are oil.
Yes.
So if you're not gonna,
that seems like tough in the economy to stop exploring.
It might be scary to not look for more oil, right?
But most of the oil companies here in Colombia, they are from different countries. They don't belong to Colombia.
So the Colombian people don't see that money.
Not too much.
Well, they export it. They make money off the sale of it to these companies. The government does.
No, he's saying the companies are the ones exporting it, right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying there must be, I don't know. We're not brains in economics here, but there must be a way they make money off of it. Otherwise.
Well, basic employment and taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
But, maybe in taxes yes, but
A
most
lot
of
of
the
big companies
here,
don't pay much in taxes. I don't know what they do.
not too much. I don't know if those companies multi.
Okay.
I don't know how to say that. Anyway, but no, I don't know. People are really afraid for him, but this at least those days he have been talking with different groups. Yeah, even how you say that, business people here, because business people are like, my God, are you gonna stop my company? Are you gonna do something with my company? And he said, no, don't worry. Don't worry. No, I'm not gonna do.
Because I could imagine his part of his platform, stopping oil, stopping fracking, stopping the production of oil. Also, I think he this is what I read, that he
raise
wants
taxes.
to go into, he wants to stop extraditing the drug kingpins to the United States, like the drug leaders. He wants to stop sending
I haven't read that
Escobar.
about that. I haven't read about that, but
okay.
I need to read how is going to be the justice, because justice here in Colombia is so flexible, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a bet, nothing happens. Oh, you kill someone? Don't worry. 2 years. If you are a good guy in jail, we are going to be outside the game. Don't worry.
Yeah. And then the other one was he wants to take the private money from people's pensions and use it for the government, public use.
From rich people.
Yes, but I'm not sure if he can do that, because you, for example, if I have my pension, I have my pension with the government, because it's the best for me.
Yeah,
if I have my pension in a private company, they can do with my money whatever they want to do. I trust most in the government, my pension in the government, that in a private company. I don't know why, guys.
You trust the government more?
Yeah, in that case, that is, to put my money with the government is
you
better.
can choose in Colombia.
You can choose. You can choose.
Retirement.
You have you take your money with the private company or with the government. You can choose that. You can choose if you put your money in a private company or with the government.
And the one thing we should say, so he has a lot of platitudes, a lot of like leftist ideas. He also wants to give every unemployed person a job in the government.
That was like the movie Dave. He got that idea from.
I think not just him. I think every candidate came or arrived to the president with good ideas.
Yeah, but it's the question of what can they get done?
What can he actually get done?
And we should say that he doesn't have much power in the
no, actually,
on his side.
Most of the senators here, of them are gonna back him up.
Oh, they will.
I'm gonna support. Yeah. He were talking with them. Most of them say we are gonna be with you. Don't worry.
Okay,
so 80% of the senators are gonna be with him.
Interesting. I read the opposite. I read that only 15%.
No.
Okay.
No.
Failing New York
Times. The time zone again.
Failing New York Times.
Failing New York Times.
Who's writing New York Times?
These people are the worst. They're the worst.
No, actually that read it yesterday, that most of the government or most of the congressmen are gonna be with him, like supporting him.
Wow, but he still wants to have a good relationship with the U.S. That's interesting.
Yes,
he wants to focus on like environmental things though, instead of the war on drugs. Is that the basic difference?
Yeah,
climate change,
oil.
Actually, we need.
His name's Petro. He's doing a war on oil.
Actually, but actually, I think that we need a very good relationship with USA. We need it.
You still need the aid, right? You don't want to lose the $8 billion.
Yes.
How much is it a year? Breakdown.
I know your bread's buttered.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not coming to Venezuela. I want to talk about you before we go, Paulo. So
okay,
I have some questions. You do comedy for a living, right? Full-time comedian.
Yes, I'm gonna try to do it in English. You know, my English is not quite good, but I'm trying to do my best.
It's great.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
as a Latin Spanish speaking comedian, can you tour only in Colombia and make a living, or do you have to tour to other countries to make?
No, I can go to other countries. For example, I just came back from the USA.
Nice.
Very good.
I was doing comedy in Spanish.
I saw you in
San
Los
Jose,
Angeles.
in Los Angeles. No, in Los Angeles and San Jose. I was there.
Wait, I was near you. I was in Sacramento last week.
Really? We were really close
To San Jose. Yeah.
You should come to Queens. We have a lot of Colombians in Queens.
Yeah, we are like a plague. We are everywhere.
Like a plague.
We are like the coronavirus of immigration.
In Corona, Queens, actually, there's a lot of Colombians.
No, we are, but Colombian people, most of us are really kind people. We just want to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, without problems. We just want to have better life, etc. So, but yeah, I was there. I was like doing some performances for Colombian community living there in San Jose, California.
That's great.
And they pay me in dollars. So I was so happy. You can't imagine.
To make money in dollars is the dream.
Oh my God, it's the best. I loved your money.
And it was the San Jose Improv, right?
I were there because they were looking for a comedian in Spanish because it was a Mexican comedian going there, and I was the opening act.
Cool. That's a big theater.
My God, I was so happy there. I put my ass in the chair where Robin Williams put his ass before. I said, my God, he was here.
It's cool. Yeah, Robin Williams from the San Francisco.
I was so happy. Yeah,
from the area. Yeah. So you tour all. You can tour all Latin America as a Colombian comedian.
Yes, but in some countries, the language, like slang, changed a bit.
Okay.
But anyway, I can do it with my Colombian accent and that
and
stuff.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I went to Mexico once, and it was good, like 1 month doing comedy there. That's good.
And what is like in America, we have like New York and LA. Those are the two big places for English language comedy, right?
Okay.
You want to live there, you want to be there, you want to get on TV there. What is it for the Latin, like Spanish language comedy?
There are like 3 places, I think. Mexico is one of these. Ciudad de Mexico. You have to go there.
Yep.
Mexico City. Yeah, you have to go there. It's a huge city. You can go into television, something like that. In my country, in Bogota, is a good stuff as well. Doing comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, but actually nowadays you can do it in YouTube. If you do well on YouTube, you can do that.
On YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, so you don't have to be anywhere.
Podcasts.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
New media, Cap.
New media.
Yeah. In where else? Costa Rica, maybe. It's a good place to do comedy. People from the comedy from Argentina is so strange.
Argentina is strange. Like, shots fired. What about Spain?
Oh yeah, in Spain as well. Yeah, Spain is a good place.
We know of a Peruvian comedian who's moving to Spain soon.
Oh yeah, in Peru as well is a very good place to do comedy.
Yeah, he's moving to Spain.
Bolivia, I don't know too much about Bolivia, but maybe there's some comedians there. No, I don't know. Venezuela, no, the money is not good.
Yeah, Venezuela's tight.
No, but there is a lot of comedians everywhere. There are comedians.
That's great. So we're actually, Cap and I are going to El Salvador in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Good.
Yeah, and you're gonna see the comedy scene explode there after we put it on the map.
So you're gonna perform there?
I'm gonna do a show, but also we're filming a TV show. While we're there.
Good.
Yeah, we're filming what we're doing right now, but as a TV show in El Salvador. First episode, El Salvador. So
you are very welcome to Colombia. Yeah.
Would love to come. I'm sure. Actually, I will be there. I would assume. I don't know. Sometime later this year or next year, because my brother is in
Medellin is so nice city. Not as crazy as I told you before.
I'll be in Bogota. In
Bogota is a good city as well. It's a bit crazy, but it's okay.
For nice. Yeah. Thank you so much, Paulo. I think that's it, Cap. Is that the podcast?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I hope you support my English.
That was great. And you got to come to New York. Oh, you're going to be doing my show on Zoom sometime very soon.
Yeah, in Zoom. On Zoom, I'm going to be in your show. I think next year I'm going to New York doing some stuff.
Nice. Well, if I don't see you,
I'm going to heart my English better. I promise that.
It's good, man. I'll give
Let
you my
us know when you're in New York.
I'll give you my brother's phone number. You can hang out and practice with him.
Thank you.
He'd get you out of a jam if you need a.
Hey, he's a good guy to know. All right, that is it, Kaplan. Paulo Hernandez, thank you for doing the show, man. Cap,
thank you.
What should we do?
Yeah, thank you so much. That was great, and we will get lost.
Get lost.